Have another Lane Staley. Oh my God. Early psychedelic Lane Staley. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. Oh, we have a double psychedelic Lane Staley with his third eye on his head. His third eyes. Oh man, a mystical Lane Staley. Yeah, yeah. We had some problems. The computer froze up. It was a total computer freeze. I don't know what went wrong. It was like a total freeze, and so it was. So, anyways, we're back up. Now, the thing about this increasingly digital world, reliance on computers and the internet and systems like that, is that it is increasingly vulnerable to terrorist or hacker attack. So that's the issue, is that it's not as robust and resilient as previous systems used to be. So, unfortunately, some anti-American, anti-Western, or terrorist organization or hacker organization or something might want to disrupt the holidays. And so they could do that in a variety of ways. Of course, a good old fashioned terrorist attack, of course, but a good old fashioned, bomb or guns or troops or whatever. And then, of course, there's the newfangled attacks, which is to target critical systems. And so to do cyber attacks to try to cause airline delays, computer shutdowns, online disruptions, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, a lot of fun. So, expecting a smooth holidays, especially in a more dependent world, is kind of a dream, I guess. I'm not saying you can't have a perfect holidays, a smooth holidays, but in this kind of threat environment, you know, who knows what's going to go down, really, more than half the time. All right. Actually, this guy doesn't bust my balls. Let's get some tit. All right, that didn't really get enough. Let's do a maneuver then. Woo! Let's go daddy.com. Let's go daddy.com. Let's go daddy.com. Welcome to www.godaddy.com. Who's your daddy? Ooh. Should we go to the Gay Paris Promenade? Oh, we still have those two psychedelic, actually creepy Lane Staleys. Uh, Lane Staley is the character that comes up. Okay, so the characters that come up on the Mies most often are Peter Griffin, Lane Staley, the lead singer or the former lead singer of Alice in Chains, anyway, before he overdosed on heroin in 2003, and then of course, uh, yeah, did I already say Adolf Hitler is a popular character in the Mies? Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad Lane Staley is such a cult figure because I think if people didn't realize the impact of Alice in Chains and the music that they made, I think that would be a mistake for music lovers and for people to forget how great the music was at Alice in Chains and the amazing singing of Lane Staley. So I'm glad that at least in the underground, and maybe some new kids are discovering Lane Staley and Alice in Chains, and they're keeping it going. So I really love that. Not just because I came up of age in the 1990s, and that was one of my favorite groups back then and now, but not just for my own personal posterity, but I'm glad that people are appreciating it, in a long term kind of uh, cultish sense. So that's cool. Yeah, I guess the music's on the dark side. Yeah, sure. But sometimes life is on the dark side. So, hey, there you go. Yeah, life isn't a peachy experience the whole time, right? So it's sad to say it's not exactly a joyride. So it's more like a theme park that goes all the way up, and then somebody forgot to complete the tracks or something, and you fall off to your horror. It's life is more like a ride at a theme park where the roller coaster malfunctions, and you're flung off into the. Uh, yeah. Oh, you got your boy Fernando. Well, not for long though, dog. Fernando's gonna meet Fabric pretty soon. Let's see. Ooh. Or is it? Oh no, she's French, so it's Lissay. Is it Lissay? Man, I'm just getting my ass whooped. This algorithm's fucking me in the butt, in the anus. Okay, are you gonna give me a? They haven't given me a bullet for the last like 10 games, motherfuckers. This is total rape, algorithmic rape. Yeah, I guess the reliance on digital systems is that the controllers that control all the tech is the problem is that they could flip off the switch. So everything you're doing, they could just flip off the switch. That's an enormous power if you think about it. So yeah, I don't think the preppers and the self reliance people are kooky at all now. It doesn't seem like a conspiracy theory now. Look, I gained 17 and I lost 17, just like that. Just like going into Vegas with $10,000. It's gone. Poof. Yeah, I don't know why Adolf Hitler is such a popular character. I guess they're, of course, Hamburger Head is popular. A guy that's like a hamburger. And he's got the hamburger patty and the two buns and the lettuce eyes, and well, there he goes too. Oh, people are getting sick of getting algorithmically raped in the butt, so they're all leaving. So if you have a game that's unfair, like life, that's skewed towards the wealthy, the top 1%, then it's very hard for the other people to catch up because they don't have a head start, financially speaking, to play the game. And now I've heard of things like debanking, where in some countries, if they don't like your political or your belief systems, that they can just take your money, digitally. So you got debanking, not just cancel culture. Yeah. But debanking and deplatforming and censorship by big tech platforms is also very scary, especially in the land of the free and the home of the brave, uh, where we're supposed to be protected by our First Amendment rights and the U.S. Constitution. So, yeah, that's very scary stuff. But those that were censored by big tech platforms, YouTube, Google, Alphabet, Jack Dorsey's Twitter, Facebook, Meta platforms, that should be like a badge of honor if you were taken off, because that means you were probably telling the truth, and you were exercising your First Amendment rights online, and that's kind of like a badge of honor, really. It's kind of like being a rebel in the Revolutionary War, and the king declares you a deplorable. It's kind of like it's like a great honor, really. Uh, because what if people were very, very, very uber self-reliant, and they could generate their own power, generate their own food? Let's say that. Let's say that they weren't really beholden to somebody who wants to control everything and dominate their lives, even wealthy and powerful tech bros and so on. What if they had plenty of food, plenty of energy? What if they didn't need the government or society? They could generate their own shit, and for the most part. All right, couldn't break through that one. The algorithm. The algorithm is the system's control mechanism. It keeps people in line, like the rich trying to control the middle class and the poor and the working class. In essence, the system is not built for people to win, it's built for people to lose, and for their spirits to be broken systematically. So it's better to look at uh, wealthy people in society, the elites, as people that want to grind people down, like the Houston Texans defense. So what? Usually, an offense that goes up against the Houston Texans defense, the best in the NFL, the defense grinds them down by their power and by their size and by their strength. And eventually, at first the team does all right, and and the team can get some scores, maybe. But eventually, the Houston Texans, by the time the second half happens, the Houston Texans defense has totally grinded. It's tired out the offense of the opposing team, and it's grinded them down so much that they're so exhausted that they can hardly mount an offense. So similarly, that's like how the system grinds people down slowly over time. At first, you can handle it like a young person, and then eventually it just breaks you down because you can't handle it anymore because it breaks you. Like at first, you're a young person in Texas, and you're like, "Oh, I can handle the heat and humidity because I'm 18." But then eventually, it's like, "Oh shit, I'm 62 or I'm 70 years old. I can't handle this anymore. Yeah, I can't handle the 103 temperature with the 80% humidity anymore. All right, let's do it. You. Booyah. Fabric of the space-time continuum. Back for a winuum. Oh, yeah, yeah. Ah. Oh, is everybody leaving because the system is grinding them down? The algorithm of the Mario Kart 8. Well, I mean, isn't like the Mario Kart algorithm? Isn't that like the social credit score system in the Chinese Communist Party, or you know, that it's kind of similar to that. It kind of puts you in the bracket like a class system. Okay, we're going to Coconut Mall. Yeah, are malls dead? Let's see. Hmm. I guess there's still some. Uh, that it's the malls that have went real ghetto that families are afraid to shop at that have deteriorated. No, usually old malls or malls that are not in wealthy areas tend to decline. So Toupee, Toupee, Toupee from France. A lot of French people playing today. What's up? They don't celebrate. The British have started to celebrate Thanksgiving, but over there they call it Kingsgiving. Yeah, I don't know if the French started to celebrate Thanksgiving. I know in Japan for Christmas they get a bucket of chicken from KFC. No shit, but KFC that hasn't tasted like Colonel Sanders' original recipe in years. So global corporate bullshit ruining a American classic, of course. The Hiltons, Stefan. Yeah, there was this guy I used to know. He would say like, "I'm meeting Stefan," and he would emphasize, "Oh, I'm going to meet Stefan," and I was like, "Yeah, okay." But he would always like emphasize it like, "Oh, I have a friend called Stefan." I was like, "Yeah, I know. He has a kind of a foreign name, but that's not very interesting to me." So that's like if somebody kept telling me like, "I have a friend called Jean Luc downtown." I would be like, "Well, that's kind of exotic, but I don't really care." All right, right before that, boom. What do we got? Oh, the algorithm really screwed you in the buttocks, huh? Yeah. All right, baby. Well, ah, so the algorithm is a control system for any kind of operating system. It's the parameters, the guidelines, the rules that govern the system. I know I know I sound like Morpheus and Neo from the Matrix. Come on, serious. Command Clash. Hmm. I wonder why a lot of the leftist attackers. I mean, they have young ones, but a lot of them are like these really loony lefty ones are like my age or older. They're always like boomers. I guess they figure like their life is like kind of winding down. It's almost over, and they've got to do something drastic, you know. Toupee, toupee. Oh, that would be exotic if you had a French girlfriend and you're like, "This is my French girlfriend, toupee." And people would be like, "Oh my god, that's very exotic." Is stole all my shit. One guy lurked to steal my shit, and then I was waiting for the power up to regenerate. And then some other guy came in, zipped in, and stole the shit. Anyway, all right, let's do some maneuvers. Ah, what is this? I like when my friend Travis would say, "What is this? Horse maneuvers?" I love that horse maneuvers. Make me laugh. Yeah, the FBI and law enforcement. They this holiday season they warn of jugging, and jugging is more like an urban crime. It's more like ghetto people, ghetto gang. They actually have organized crime ghetto gangs doing it, but it's like basically they follow somebody from their bank or their ATM or from shopping, and then they uh, either they rob them at the ATM or they follow them to their home, which is even more frightening. But you got to really watch your back these days, huh? Yeah, especially I mean, Houston, Texas isn't immune from jugging. Yeah, that's important. That crime is on the up and uppy. So jugging. Yeah, at first I didn't know what jugging was because it sounded like somebody getting drunk. Jugging. What is that like? Making moonshine? Jugging. Oh shit! You always screw that up, dude. Fuck. Oh my god, you had what? You had it by the nuts. You fucked it up because you didn't hit the I had that shit by the ball sacks and I blew it because I hit the corner. Oh. Dark Voyage. Ex-boyfriend claims cheerleader stepbrother acted inappropriately before Crew's uh, death. So you had a stepbrother obsessed with his hot stepsister, and then she had a boyfriend because she was hot, and the guy got jealous and pushed her off a cruise ship, I guess, because he couldn't be with her. Um, yeah. Okay, so what a normal family would do is if you have like step if you have step people, women, if you have girls and boys, you just separate them so there's no shit like this, and to the best of your ability. So um, I guess in a really big family, it's harder to separate the boys and girls. Yeah. Especially if you have limited space and you have a massive Brady Bunch family, it's kind of hard to stop Greg from trying to hook up with Marsha, but in that kind of situation. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for this girl, she was real hot, so that's the problem. Yeah. I mean, it's not her fault. She was really attractive. I mean, it's really everybody else's fault for not being able to handle it. Poor girl. Mm. Let's get back in it to win it. ZW88. That sounds like a real car. Like it's not just a bullshit thing. All right, let's bring it up the butt in their poopy hole. Oh, in the pooper, in the poopy. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's go. Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. Do some Tom Cruise. Oh, they didn't expect that, did they? Nope. Oh, diddly doo doo. We did it. We made it. We made up for our previous faux pas. We're speaking French again. You should have taken French. No, they say don't take French because the world doesn't speak it. Speak Spanish or Mandarin Chinese and English. They say don't learn French because it's only useful in France. But I like it. But I like it though. Faux pas. Hors d'oeuvre. Yeah. Bonjour. It sounds cool. It's like the French language. It sounds suave. Yeah. No, it was funny because my friend Jeff, uh, he wanted to be an actor, but he wasn't. I mean, he was part Ukrainian Canadian. He wasn't really handsome enough to become like Hugh Jackman or something or Christian Bale. He wanted to be like a leading man, I think, in like Hollywood movies. But he wasn't quite there on the handsome scale to be an actor. Like Adrian Brody or uh, Hugh. I said Hugh Jackman, Chris Helmsworth, et cetera, et cetera. Brad Pitt, those guys. Tom Cruise. Wasn't quite there, um, but he studied French through high school, and then he joined the Rotary Club, which is the foreign exchange student deal, going a little adventure. That's what the best thing about being young is, like going on a big adventure. Right? Like go see the world, go experience the world. Like so, he went on his adventure to France. And I remember him sending me the email like, Scott, I studied French in high school, but man, now they won't let me speak English, and I have to, respond to French and speak French all the time. And he's like, man, I'm getting a headache over here. Getting a headache over here, making me laugh. He went to Toulouse, France, which is like a little like French village, and then they sent this Polish guy Piotr, I'm sorry, Peter Travinsky, and then he came over here, and then they sent this French girl called Magali, and Magali wasn't a hot French girl. She was uh, like, eh, she was just like a. She wasn't really all that hot. She was just like, it wasn't like they sent Linda Cardellini or Natasha from American Pie or anything. Hi, I'm your new Romanian exchange student, or like, I'm your new hot Ukrainian model exchange student. Yeah. I'd like to exchange some of that. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? All right. Whoa. You want to go to Merry Mountain since the Christmas is coming? Merry Christmas. Let's go to Merry Mountain. Yeah, I sent this old ex friend acquaintance. I sent him an email. Merry instead of Merry Christmas, it was Merry Liftmas, and then he sent the reply on the email. It was like Merry Liftmas to you, Merry Liftmas. Yeah, those puns are always pretty fun, usually speaking. Now the thing about a good pun is that it has to, for it to be like really clever or really witty or funny, it has to there's a component of it that has to make sense. Like the people that are bad at puns or bad at wordsmithing or like they make shit that doesn't make sense. Yeah. So so great puns make sense. Like okay, so there was a really hot blonde chick, and but she was a really evil girl in the North Houston area. A really just ooh, she was so pretty, like this little cute little blonde chick, and but she was a psycho, and she kind of used her looks to like manipulate people and shit. And so she was staying with this one couple, and her name was Emma, and I guess she hated the wife, and she wanted to take this woman's husband, and ended up what she did, killed the wife or injured the wife, and then set the guy on fire while he was sleeping. She was real evil and like super evil, super psycho. And so I put, oh, I'm screwed. I don't think I can recover from this now. I think it's over, huh? Yeah, here we go. I'm toast. I'm cooked. Yeah. Shit. Can't break out of this funk here. So I put Emma Stone Cold as a joke on the. So that was clever to call her Emma Stone Cold because her name was Emma. So I called her Stone Cold Killer. And it's kind of funny. Immediately when I put that pun out, talking about the story, then someone else, they just ripped it off. They just put on their YouTube headline, Emma Stone Cold. So, because they have the actress Emma Stone, who's like this hot actress. Emma Stone Cold Killer. Yeah, Emma Stone Cold. probably, probably the parents of this poor girl. I mean, this evil girl, not poor girl. I don't have any sympathy for the psycho. But the parents probably thought, oh, my daughter's going to be a normal girl. You know, oh, she's pretty. She's going to be fine. Like, oh, she's going to find a nice man and get married and, you know, live a nice life and stuff. And then, lo and behold, she was a big time psycho. Yeah, I don't know how they create these psychos. I think it's, you know, sometimes it's just that's the way the genetics bounce, you know. Sometimes somebody's born and they're just evil or they become evil or whatever, you know. Like men are always suspects, so men, uh, you know, they're always kind of like people don't give men the benefit of the doubt, but a really pretty girl like that, she could really do a lot of harm because she's like Natasha Henstridge from Species. Oh man, I thought I got it. Let's do it. Got your Brazilian boy, huh? About to get a thrillion on him. What? Got that F-Zero dome. All right, let's get ready. Welcome to the. Oh, where'd all these hoes come from, boy? Oh shit. Got your boy Marky. Is it Marky Mark from Ireland? Get the Irish boys in the house. Oh shit. He's gonna need his Lucky Charms. Frosted Lucky Charms. I'll blow your ass to pieces. Ooh. Frosted Lucky Charms. I'll blow your ass to pieces. No, they used to have. They're magically delicious. Oh. Should we go for? Oh, is it King Fabric of the space time continuum? All hell. We're in Europe now. I hope you're up today. Whoo! See, that's clever. You have Europe. You're up. That's what I'm talking about. Marky Mark. He goes from a new kid on the block to an old grandpa on the block. Oh shit! How time turns. Woo! Yeah, maybe a lot of these like leftist and Kamala voters, they couldn't handle it. They're like, oh crap, I'm almost 65, and there's no more Obama, and there's no more Kamala, and there's no more Democrats, and like everything's ruined. Like their whole entire like worldview is like dashed, and they're kind of lashing out, right? A lot, not just the Charlie Kirk guy, but like a lot of washed up like white middle aged, I'm sorry, boomer age liberals. You know, they're just kind of like, man, we're cooked. We're not winning, and so yeah, I guess that's why a lot of them are lashing out. Besides, you know, a certain percentage of them just being nut jobs. Hey, they messed up my. Y'all messed up my airtime, baby. What's up with that? I was going Tony Hawk, Evil Knievel, and they just totally ruin my vibe. Mange tout. What is manji tout? Manji tout. Urbane. Paul from France. Ooh. It's time to rob Peter to pay Paul. Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Using those old English expressions today. Yeah, sometimes you got to break out that old English and not the beer. Oh, yeah. Not the 40-ounce beer. Nope. Maki Maki. I'm coming like a sparky. All right. Let's get our drift on here. Yeah, at first I didn't know how to drift, and I was losing games all the time. Watch out, this guy's going to get. He's trying to saboteur me from the back, huh? All right, I think I have a pretty good deal right now, so I'm fully expecting for it to get sabotaged by. You think it would be a lightning bolt? Yeah, let's go up top, baby. Oh, a double kinger? Whoa! Have I ever won a double one? Oh, dude, maybe. Well, there's a day for everything, huh? Or there's a first time for everything, or whatever they say. Oh man, yeah. 106.51 Fabric of the Space Time Continuum. Fabric Fridays. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Nintendo Switch Online. Worldwide, of course. Nothing less than the best. Nothing much but the touch. And y'all already know what's up. Look at the stizzats. Woo! 106.51. Bam. Sounds like a radio station. 106.9. Well, in Houston, anyway. God bless. Best of success. Have a great weekend going into the Thanksgiving week. Yes. Peace. Until next time.